The euro's looking a bit weak right now. If you stick around, I'll show you a nice trade opportunity on it. Hi, this is Tim from Trading Strategy Guides. The poor euro has been ravaged from all sides lately, and it's been dropping hard for quite a while now. I'll show you a nice trade setup on it in just a minute. But first, my impatience is legendary. It's important to be patient when you're waiting for a trade setup, but there's no need to be patient while you listen to me ramble on, so you'll want to click the gear icon below the video and select a faster speed to watch this video. Over a few months, I've gone over my whole list of trading maxims, so I'm going to start over and give them to you randomly, sprinkled with any new ones that I add, so stay tuned for that. Things have been happening with some of the trades I've discussed in prior videos. I want to give you some updates on how I'm managing those trades. Then I'll show you the great euro trade setup I've been looking at. We had a nice win on crude, but it makes me sad to see this. As I mentioned in Wednesday's webinar, I hit my first target right there, $1.61 profit on 1/2, set my stop to break even, and it pushed right back up and stopped me out. So that's a win in my book, but look what it's done since then. I didn't have a signal to get back in either, so I missed it. That's what happens sometimes. So I'm done with crude for now until I identify another opportunity on it. I'm still short half size on this Bitcoin trade from right up here. Half size because it didn't quite make the average volume. It came really close, but it did not hit my stop, which is right here at 79.44.43. Significant part of the volume on this bearish bar was in stopping this downward move right here. So and pushing it back up, of course. And so I still have confidence in this trade. As I mentioned on Twitter, Nike hit this first target right here for $1.53 profit. I moved my stop to break even on the remainder at that time, and so the price is gapped down today. So I've gone ahead and I moved my stop down here to just above yesterday's candle, around 80. So that's where I'm sitting right now. It's currently up quite a bit right here. So that's looking pretty good. This is the Disney daily chart. You can see the dramatic drop off in volatility right here and the continuing drop off on volume as well. And it's pushing above the wedge today. So today could be the day on this trade, so watch it. Remember, we want a close above the wedge with at least average volume to buy full size on this. If you don't get that much volume, then go half size on the position if there's at least 75% of the volume. Otherwise, stand aside. Remember, you don't only win by winning, you win by not losing. So don't enter a trade that doesn't give you the edge that you're looking for. Okay, let's talk about Euro US dollar. This is the weekly chart. As you can see, it's been in a big slide since early 2018. And now it's making one of my favorite patterns on the daily chart right here, this descending triangle. This pattern is especially effective when you see a drop in both volume and volatility. See the volume drop off here. Volatility's been dropping off for a long time. The volume average doesn't seem to be dropping off because we've got some of these volume spikes right here. But as you can see, the highs are dropping off. The descending triangle consists of lower highs with a strong support level. We anticipate the descending triangle to break to the downside, and I will only take a break to the downside on this particular pattern. I also like to see more volume in the downward moves when I'm looking at a bearish pattern like this. So today's bar looks to be a lot of volume bullish, but when you drill down to the 5-minute chart, you can see the major volume on today's bar is about arresting the upward movement on the day's bar. Right here is the beginning of today, so you can see that there was a little bit of volume on the push up here, but most of the volume went into this downward move right here. This reducing volatility represents smaller bars, and that combined with the reducing volume right here indicates that this upward move right here is not really represent trader interest in continuing that move. So here's the plan. We're going to sell this on a close below the triangle as long as you have at least average volume on the candle. Use a half size position if the volume is not at least average, but is at least 75% of the average. If you don't get at least 75% of the average volume, stand aside. You should get another opportunity to get this trade, because often you get a break of a significant level like this, you will get a retest of that level, which is another opportunity to get short. That's the reason why I always draw these arrows like this, because it's safe to anticipate a retest of this level after the break. Use the average true range, or ATR for short, to calculate your stop loss. Right now you can see the ATR is currently 46. So you'd multiply that by 1.5 to get your stop loss pips. Right now that would be 69, because 46 times 1.5 equals 69. Of course, you'll want to use whatever ATR is appropriate on the day that this actually breaks below here. Your first target will be equal to 1 times the ATR, or of course right now that would be 46 pips. When the trade hits the target, close half and set your stop to break even on the remainder. Follow stops on that second half to maximize your profit. If you need more details on managing the trade, check out my trade management video from a few weeks ago. I'll put the link below. Well, it's my favorite time. I hope yours too, trading maxim time. According to the dictionary, a maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, or a rule of conduct, or sometimes it's just a proverbial saying. I use these maxims to help me not only in my trading, but in my life focus. I wish I could claim credit for these, but most of them are just stuff I've read. I add to my list whenever I find something that fits. Sometimes I will paraphrase them to fit trading. I hope they help you as well as they've helped me. As I mentioned, I've gone through most all of my maxims at this point, but I'm sure that there are many of you that haven't heard them, so I'm going to start back at the beginning again. So today, it's trading maxim number 1. Would you rather be in a trade wishing you were out, or out of a trade wishing you were in? And this is one of my favorites. If you haven't experienced being in a trade and wishing you were out, I'm sure you will in due time. Think about this each time you're about to hit the trigger to enter a trade. By the way, sometimes I call that the do it button. So think about it before you hit the do it button. Make sure the trade you're entering complies with all of your trading rules before you enter it. You've written your trading rules down, right? You know what they are. Trust me, you don't want this feeling. This phrase has kept me out of several positions that I knew I would regret. And I'm not talking about losing trades. I'm talking about unnecessarily losing trades. There is a difference. Losing is part of trading, but don't lose because you entered a trade that you shouldn't have entered. Okay, remember our trade plan here. We're looking for a daily close below the descending triangle to sell the euro-US dollar. If the volume is not quite average, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Remember to check out the trade management video for more details. The link will be below. When I see this trade setting up, I will tweet about it or put it in a video or all of the above. So follow me on Twitter. My link will be below for that as well. If you've got a day job and don't have time to analyze charts, this should be helpful to you. Trading Strategy Guides now offers the Strike Trader Elite Trade Signal service. You'll get a 4x trade signal on a dozen or so pairs on several different time frames, all based on the Strike Trader Elite system. Look below the video for a link to the free signals on the Telegraph application. I'll also post a link to my video that explains the Strike Trader Elite system. Be sure to come back to Trading Strategy Guides every week on Monday and Friday for my analysis videos and Wednesday morning for my training webinar. And check out the blog for great trading strategies. I'll put the link to that below. Also, follow me on Twitter. If things happen between my videos, I'll post them there. Please tell your friends about us and help us make this the best trading channel on the internet. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and please hit the thumbs up below. We're about to break a record for us, and liking this video will help us out a lot with that. We're also approaching the 11,000 subscriber mark, so thank you all for that. You guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.